The scale in the back room never moved unless something was placed on it. Tonight, it waited under a narrow cone of light, patient and indifferent. A velvet cloth covered the tray like a promise that did not belong to anyone yet. You stood with your coat still on, holding a sealed pouch that pulled at your shoulder more than its size justified. The jeweler watched from behind the desk without greeting you. No smile, no curiosity, only attention that measured without asking. You stepped forward. The door clicked shut behind you. The sound stayed in the air longer than it should have. You placed the pouch on the table but kept your hand on it, as if removing contact might make the contents reel too quickly. The scale did not move. The shop lived on a side street where nothing advertised urgency. Inside, glass cases held pieces that did not sparkle aggressively. They waited. Low lights softened edges instead of sharpening desire. The air smelled faintly metallic, like time had passed through objects without asking permission. The jeweler guided you to the back without conversation. A ledger lay open, not a sales book, a record of weight, origin, and change. Numbers written without pride, dates that meant more than price. The scale looked old in the way tools become when they have watched many versions of the same human emotion. Excitement, fear, greed, relief, regret. You had wanted gold for years. Not for beauty, for stability, for the feeling that something solid existed beneath the noise of your life. Now that solidity sat inches away from you, you loosened the cord. Coins rolled onto the velvet with a muted collision, heavy but not theatrical. The sound landed inside your chest more than in the room. Relief came first, a quiet drop in tension, a small voice whispering that he had finally crossed into safety. Then another feeling arrived, sharper, more alert. Your breathing lifted higher into your ribs. Your eyes began scanning corners of the room without asking permission. You imagined new threats emerging from ordinary places. The jeweler slid the scale closer. You placed 3 coins on the tray. The needle dipped. The number appeared. Indifferent, neutral, unimpressed. You added more coins. The needle moved again. With each movement, a new version of your future began assembling itself without your consent. Locks, storage plans, suspicion, the quiet reshaping of relationships around secrecy. You imagined conversations you had not yet had, questions people would ask, requests hidden inside praise. Your phone buzzed. You did not check it. You already knew what lived on the other side of the screen. Curiosity, expectation, entitlement disguised as friendship. The jeweler wrote the weight in the ledger with steady strokes. No reaction, no acknowledgement of effort. Just record. You noticed your own hands tightening around the table edge. You had expected gold to settle your nervous system. Instead, it sharpened it. As the weighing continued, your thoughts moved faster than the scale. You imagined installing cameras, avoiding certain conversations, becoming less spontaneous, measuring people not by loyalty, but by proximity to your assets. Ownership began editing your personality before he agreed to the change. You paused and forced your palms flat against the wood. The coins did nothing. They simply existed. Your fear created movement where none was required. The jeweler lifted a coin, inspected its edge, rotated it beneath the lamp. You did not praise it. Then you reached into a drawer and placed a heavy bar of dull lead on the scale. The needle dropped dramatically. You watched, confused. The jeweler removed it and replaced it with a single gold coin. The needle barely moved. No explanation came. Only contrast. You felt the realization spread through you slowly. Lead carried more physical weight. Gold carried more psychological consequence. The heaviness he felt was not in the metal. It was in the stories forming around it. You rearranged the coins deliberately, not hiding them, seeing them clearly. Your breath lowered. The ledger slid toward you. A blank line waited. Your instinct was to sign quickly, to close the moment before doubt grew. Instead, you paused. You felt the tremor in your wrist. You let it exist. Then you signed slowly. The jeweler returned the pouch without advice or ceremony. No warning. No security pitch. No congratulations. Just transfer of responsibility. Outside, the city felt louder than before. You walked carefully, aware of every passing stranger. Your posture changed. Not stronger, more guarded. At home, you resisted dramatic hiding places. No theatrical secrecy. No new purchases to justify the possession. You placed the pouch in a plain drawer beneath old paperwork. Then he sat at the table with a notebook. You wrote, "What I own, what it asks of me." The second line was longer. You turned off your phone and waited until the urge to feel powerful dissolved into quiet. The following days revealed new habits forming without permission. You checked doors twice. You evaluated conversations for hidden requests. You felt an urge to mention the gold casually, to feel respected. Each time the impulse surfaced, you wrote it down instead of acting on it. Ownership became less about the metal and more about the discipline required to remain unchanged by it. You realized that the real cost of gold was vigilance against becoming a smaller, more suspicious version of yourself. A week later, you returned to the shop. No pouch this time, only paper, a plan, storage timelines, liquidity rules, psychological boundaries written in clean numbers. The jeweler read it without expression and gave a single nod. That nod felt heavier than the coins ever had. On the way out, you passed bright rings that begged for stories. You did not stop. Outside, the city kept selling comfort. You walked through it with empty hands and a quieter mind. The gold still existed, but it no longer needed to exist inside your identity. Moral: the gold weighed the most where no one could see it. Reflective question: what part of your life feels heavy because of what you believe it says about you?